All right, hello. I am Jess Live from Hot 104.1. You can catch me middays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I'm also the Regional Director of Promotions at Odyssey, St. Louis. I have been doing radio since 2014. I worked at iHeartRadio, went over to Radio 1. Radio 1 transitioned to Intercom. Intercom transitioned to Odyssey. So I've been at Odyssey for about 2 years now. I choose to use my platform for good because I feel like that is my purpose. I love people, and I felt like when I first got into radio, I said, I love music and I love people. How can I combine these two together? And that is one thing that I just have a passion for. I have a passion for people, and I feel like that is the best way to reach out to people is on my platform, which is radio. So, yeah. So I choose to share things like the Sands Bar for many reasons. One, I want people to know they have options. You do not have to go to a club and get slizzard to have a great time. I love Annie because she makes the most amazing drinks, and it just gives people options and different, alternatives, and they don't have to drink to have a great time. They don't have to do these things to have a great time. And the Sands Bar is just an example of you can have fun without even doing all that stuff, and that's why I would share it. Like, wellness is being mentally, physically, and emotionally sound, okay? If you don't have all three of those things together, it's just, what are you? You're just existing. So in order to reach your full potential, you have to be well, not just, like I said, physically, but mentally and emotionally, so that you can help other people. I have always been concerned with wellness. I've always been concerned about my community. I know that we are as strong as the weakest person in our community. That is, I really believe that. If I see somebody that needs help, I could be that person one day too. And I'm not far from it. Look, we're all one, gas is high, everything is so expensive. We are literally one bill away from being homeless, some of us. And I feel like if I can, it sounds cliche, but I feel like if I really can make a difference in one person's life, I feel like I really succeeded. And another thing, like my workout Wednesdays, financial literacy, I love doing things for the community. I love mentoring young girls. I feel like I wish I had that person that I am growing up. And that's just real. I really do. I really feel like that is my purpose on this earth. Odyssey St. Louis, we have the, trying to see where I start. Odyssey St. Louis, Hot 104.1, 96.3 R&B for the Lou, KMOX, Y98, KFTK, and we also have, am I missing a station? KEZK. Yes, so we have all 6 stations in our cluster here in St. Louis. It's ran by Becky Domian, who's our market manager, a woman just like you, Miss Nicole, leading things, making it happen. Also, Derek Green is my program director, lets me have the freedom to be able to use my platform for things like this. Well, 2 people I want to thank for this award are my parents, my mother and my father. Without my mother, I don't know where I would be. I don't know, at my dad's service, I told her she was a vessel for my father's soul. You know what I'm saying? Because he would not have been the person he was if it wasn't for her. And my dad, he passed away February 4th, 2022. It's one of the worst situations I feel like I have ever been in my life. And I always preach to people, and I was not practicing what I was preaching. I told people, you have survived 100% of your worst days, keep going. I thought I would never survive that day, and it was my worst day. But I really can truly say I survived 100% of my worst days. And I just really want people to feel that and feel that. When you say that you have survived 100% of your worst days, you think about your worst day you have. And the fact that you're still breathing, talking about it now, you're a survivor. And so those 2 people, my parents, my mother and my father, who I just credit to anything successful, anything positive that I'm doing, I credit them. Has it always been radio for me? I think really community has been a passion for me. I just didn't know what platform, I could use to be able to use my voice to get that out there. So I use radio. That's a good question. Has radio always been for me? Because I feel like I've done nothing else since college, for real. I think that radio, this is my passion, and I just love every aspect of it. Like I said, not only am I on the air, I'm the regional director of promotions over all 6, like all the stations in the cluster, all the music stations on top of that. So the commitment and the dedication, that I have for my community is just, that's why the radio is what it is for me. What keeps me going is the idea of failure. I cannot fail. That idea, the thought of failing is so heavy on me that there's no other option. So that's what keeps me going. I think in the minority communities, especially substance abuse is high. because a lot of people feel like they don't have options. They don't have the same access. We don't have the same access to education, the same access to resources, the same access to financial resources to be able to get help. I was just speaking about my family. I know substance abuse runs deep in my family, from alcoholism to drug abuse. And it's the lack of, you could say that you have all these resources and all this kind of stuff, but you got to understand, you got to meet people where they are. You understand, like, if I am needing help and I know I need help, why is there a hurdle financially for me to get help? You understand, there are a lot of people in my community that feel the same way. They feel exactly the same way. Like, I need the help, I want the help. Why is there so many hurdles for me to get this help? I don't know a better way to say this, but our community does not trust, we're not as quick to trust the government and other organizations as you see with the, what happened with the vaccine. There were a lower amount of people in our community getting it because they don't have trust for the government. They don't have trust in, it's that the trust is not there. That's all, the trust is not there. And if you look on, why would they trust? Seriously, why would they trust? But they have to know that there are resources, there are people out here that do it really sincerely, that don't write off on the check, don't need, accolades for doing it. There are people out there that are really doing this to help the people, and people just need to know that. They really need to know that. I think that is probably a very small thing that can make a huge impact, just having just the trust there in the community, because there's none. And I think people trust me as the messenger, especially because I live in my truth. I always tell people, look, if you live in your truth, no one can use it against you. And that's real. Like, if you walk around here hiding and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna, what's the word my mom used? It's gonna haunt you in a way, you know what I mean? So I live in my truth, and I'm just real and honest. I live in my truth, like I said, so no one can use it against me. I don't claim to be perfect, you know what I mean? Like, I don't claim to be perfect, nor do I want to be. That's pretty boring, you know what I'm saying? So I think the trust goes a long way when people feel that you are trustworthy, you know what I mean? And then if you live in your truth, I'm not trying to present something that I'm not, and I always tell people I'm in the wrong business if I care about what people think about me. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just try to live in my truth. I really just want people to know how important this organization is to me, how important you are to me, and just, like, who you are. Like, look, you cool. You're not no stuffy nun lady. I'm sorry, you would think that, though, because if somebody, when you think of, like, getting help, you're like, oh, somebody like, oh, let me guide you to the direction and stuff like that. And you're not at that at all. You are here, and you are just who you are. And people, I could come to you and talk to you and feel comfortable telling you my issues, because I don't feel like you're above me and you're superior to me, and I'm inferior to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just why, that's another, I could have, like, it's a lot of clients that we have, and we just, like, see you later after the whatever is over. But no, I felt something with this organization because of you, Alicia, the doc, all you guys really made it comfortable for me to be myself, who I am on the air, who I am in real life, and how it, can work together with your organization, your purpose. So I just really appreciate that. I do.